it's Julia, your local lemon, and today's video is going to be, as you can probably tell by the title, just some current favorites, things I've been loving. And at least for me right now, current favorites as a whole, just as a concept, holds a lot more bearing than it used to for me, because these are the products that I've been genuinely using on a daily basis because they've made it up to my dorm and I've been using them throughout college. So because I've been focusing more on just bringing up a little capsule collection and really using those products, I've really just gotten to fall in love with a couple things. Things have just been really working well for me, so I just wanted to share them with you guys. Some of these are new releases and some of these are just things I've loved for a long time that I've really rediscovered. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a current favorite video. A current favorites video. She's illiterate. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Lucetta Beauty, which I will talk about later in the video. The palette that I'm wearing on my eyes right now is not actually mentioned in this video. So yeah, full details of this look should already be on Instagram. Also, now's as good a time as any to let you guys know I brought back the Dewy merch. LOL. Bonfire.com/store/JuliaMazzucato. And yeah, I'm just in a really good mood today, so let's do this. Why not? Alright, so for my first favorite, I wanted to mention a few hair products I've been really loving on. So Lucetta Beauty was kind enough to let me try out some of their products. I'm fortunate enough that I'm able to accept sponsorships with products that I've tried out for a long time and really genuinely do enjoy. And I have to thank you guys for that, for allowing me to be completely transparent whenever I do take on a sponsorship. And also for the really great brands that allow me to do that and be transparent. So yeah, I've been using these products for a while in my routine. And just for me, implementing a hair care routine besides just shampooing and conditioning in the shower has been life-changing for me, because I have been on my journey of growing back my hair to be healthier, and also I am an extremely stressed college student who really just does not have the time to do shit. I try and prolong the amount of time between washes as long as humanly possible, so for me, dry shampoo has been my savior. I've been using the Lucetta Volume Reviving Dry Shampoo. This is the lavender scent. I love lavender. It doesn't leave behind this aggressive white cast. It's just really easy to distribute through your hair and get a little bit of a boost of volume as well. But the game changer for me has been their dry conditioner spray. I didn't know that dry conditioner was a thing, but this has just made my hair so ridiculously soft between washes and also added a lot more volume. So when my hair is starting to get flat and I can tell that it's getting dirty, this will just revive it for that one extra day, and it makes all the difference. Just putting it through your hair, you get a little bit of extra volume and it just sits nicer. Your hair feels nice and soft and smooth and shiny. I've also been using two of their serums. One of them I actually don't have with me because it's in my dorm right now. I've been using it every day. This is the apple cider vinegar serum and the keratin serum I've also been using. I use them interchangeably. They've been great. I haven't had my hair cut since June and we are split ends free so far, so I really love these products and they have become a daily part of my routine. But yeah, my name is Becky and I now have the good hair. Alright, moving on to the makeup favorites. I have quite a few things I've been loving very passionately on, and just looking at this overview, it's some glowy stuff. This first one I 100% blame / shout out Mariah Leonard for this. This is the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Ritz. Side note, I now have a Colourpop code. Yes, this is real life. No, I'm not shitting you. It's 5 Julia C. Mazzucato. I literally cried. It honestly looks like a super nondescript color besides this beautiful reflection that you got going on here. So much so that I probably wouldn't have noticed it / picked it up on the site if Mariah hadn't basically touted this as the world's most beautiful sheer eye topper. I think last year we saw this really huge resurgence in glittery eye topper type things where you get a single color and it's just this really beautiful glittery shade that you just pat on top of your lid for extra dimension. There have been some really expensive ones like the Natasha Denona Crystal Top Coats, but Colourpop Super Shocks are $5 and they have some really beautiful shades, and I've just been getting more and more into these types of things. So this was actually described as a clear base with just this really beautiful beige nude shimmer throughout. Basically just pure glaze on your eyes, so I was very excited with that description. Bitch. It's so beautiful. Hold on. So, here it is on the finger, nice and reflective, kind of a nudie beige. And on the eyes, it's just pure wet sheen. The silver glitter throughout it just picks up as this wet looking glossy eye type finish. It is truly nothing I've ever seen before. So my favorite way to use this one is I'll just take a basic brown transition shade, even bronzer throughout the lid, and then just kind of pat / sweep this all over my eye using my finger. I think these really do apply best with a finger because of the dimethicone texture. These just smooth onto the eye like nothing else. And the kind of clear base to it, the lack of a really strong base tone, allows this to work with pretty much everything. It just looks like you have glossy, wet looking eyelids, and I love that. I do have a few Colourpop single Super Shocks I really enjoy, but this has become my favorite Super Shock that they offer. It's a bestseller for a reason. Mariah, you did not do me dirty with this. Discovery of the century, honestly. Ugh. utterly transcendent. This I feel like is a very special release. Kaleidos came out with a bunch of highlighters. I really love my Kaleidos Futurism palettes. I think this is such an exciting brand. They've just come out with very exciting new releases. These I was loving on all summer. Because they are an indie brand, I love that they just release on a normal person pace and not like an Anastasia Beverly Hills / Colourpop pace. So I've been very excited to see what they would release next. Honestly, I thought it was going to be another eyeshadow palette, but they came out with single highlighters. I think this is honestly such a cool release. So I did share these on my Instagram story when I got them. And I am popping a few of these shades into a giveaway because I don't need 6 highlighters. But they come in these little tins. It's a really cute packaging idea. A little bit bulkier than I would personally like. I just like things to be a little bit sleeker. But that is just a personal preference and I can't appreciate the like general aesthetic of the packaging. I'm wearing the shade Solar Sailor right now. It looks like a white highlighter in the pan, but it actually has this like bright yellow gold shift. So honestly kind of reminds me of Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife in that respect. It just looks like pure like gold on your cheekbone. It's so stunning. Honestly, my favorite of all the shades is Ray Rider because it's a basic champagne shade, and as much as I like to think that I'm like, oh, a colorful hoe, I really just like this. I posted a picture on Instagram with this one in like direct sunlight. Yeah. This is the pink shade called Star Surfer. I was wearing this one in the last video. This one's just like a nice little like pearly to pink shift. And probably the coolest one, Laser Glazer. This is like the Shrek highlighter. It kind of looked terrifying to me in the pan. It's green. And this doesn't work on me as like a highlighter. It's got a little bit of a deeper base to it, so this doesn't work straight up on my cheekbones. It's a really cool like lime green to beige shift. So for me, this is very fun on the eyelids. They also have another pink shift one and a blue shift one as well. But yeah, these are current favorite right now. I'll admit, when I first watched them, I was a little bit nervous about the fact that they did seem to be pretty glittery in finish. But I've actually been applying them using this brush from Kaleidos. I think anything with this kind of little fluffier shape that has a bit more of a precision finish will work. These are a little bit more of a glittery highlighter, but honestly it hasn't bothered me. I feel like it's just been giving a really beautiful finish, and the shift comes through a lot better with the glittery finish. So I just kind of buff it on starting up here in circular motions, and it just is transcendent. The more you kind of buff it in circular motions, the more it melts into your cheekbone, and it doesn't look like this stripe of metallic highlighter. It just looks like this beautiful glittery duochrome shift if you do go for one of the more colorful shades, or if you go for the beige one that I really enjoy. It just looks like beautiful straight up glow out of your cheekbone. So these are lovely, and they're very sturdy as well. I think that's one of the pluses of the bigger packaging, is that it's just kind of indestructible. I really like the futuristic designs as well. Just the small details really take it there for me. A very fun and very unique release. I haven't gotten excited about highlighters in a long time, so this was cool. So I am pretty much fully off the whole like matte lip train. I've just really been enjoying cream finish and sometimes glossy finish. I'm still trying to become a gloss queen, but just in general, I want my lips to look as glowy as my skin. So for this favorite, I have to blame Samantha Ravindal for putting me on this bullshit, because honestly, she's dewier than I am. Sam has talked a lot about the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm, and I actually didn't like these initially because I was using them as a lip balm. Samantha mentioned using these as a lip gloss kind of, or as a lip topper. So I don't know why I like never thought of using a squeezy tube lip balm like that, just as a kind of more hydrating gloss finish. But because these are a bit more on the sheer side and a bit more on the like juicy thinner type of balm, I feel like they really do work in that respect. So I'm currently wearing this on top of a lipstick that I have on right now. The berry one is my personal favorite because it has a tiny bit of a pink tint to it. I love a good lip gloss, but sometimes like I don't want it to look fully like I'm wearing lip gloss. I just want it to look like I have nice, wet, juicy looking lips, and this really gives you that. So thank you, Samantha, for that. Truly, I stand. Okay, I was going to spread these palettes out throughout the video, but I'll just talk about them all in one go because there have been 3 palettes that have just recently stolen my heart, and 2 of them are pretty new. The first one is the Strawberry Dream palette from Lunar Beauty. I was actually reposted on the Lunar Beauty Instagram page for a Halloween look that I did with this palette, so that was a really cool moment for me. I really like seeing where Manny is taking this brand. I think he's been coming out with some beautiful products. And the Moonspell palette, I'm picking that up as soon as possible. Like honestly, might go to Sephora this weekend and buy it. I don't know, treat yourself. I've barely survived midterms, but yeah, this is lovely. I've really enjoyed playing with this formula, both the pressed pigment shades and the eyeshadow shades as well. I think everything in this palette has a place, and every single shade in here makes sense, which is not something I can say for a lot of palettes. Everything in here works beautifully. There's not a single dud shade, which is very hard to find in a palette. And yeah, this formula and just the entire aesthetic and the color scheme in general has been such a pleasure to work with. So if you're wanting some really beautiful, rich, colorful mattes or some textured shimmers, this is a stunning option. Packaging, ugh, beautiful. And even though it is a little bit of like a raised moon here, it's like super easy to store, honestly, not difficult at all. You just kind of stick it in there with everything else. That's what she said. I wish I could say that this was the most recent ABH palette, but alas.
Bitch, you gonna step on my so bitch with them cowgirl boots, bitch, disgusting.
But this is the most recent banger palette from ABH, the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette. This did come out in like kind of mid to late summer, but I knew that this was going to be a really beautiful palette to carry into fall. And yeah, these colors just have been slapping so hard. From like having these kind of textured neutrals like Zam, oh, beautiful shade, to these kind of more jewel toned colorful shades that are still toned down enough to be able to work within the neutral looks. I just think this is such a good palette and the formula is amazing. I swatched the Carly Bible palette in person. I really did not like those shades at all. I know a lot of people said that it was probably because I was swatching a tester, but honestly the shades just seemed kind of muted and like seeing the color scheme in person didn't excite me. This is just a beautiful color scheme visually to look at, and when I open this palette I feel inspired, and that's how I want to feel when I open a palette. So yeah, girlfriend, you are so on. I love this. And I hate that I just quoted Marianne Williamson. Wow. She ain't new, but you know I had to do it to him. Melt Cosmetics Gemini. This is a fall palette if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I've been super inspired by these grandier tone shades. Granted, I haven't really dipped into the greens just because I've been going to class every day. Don't think I'm quite at a place of confidence yet where I want my peers to think that I'm Shrek. But these kind of like grandier, mustardy, kind of pukey tone neutrals have just been so good to me. So I've really been enjoying this entire palette. Formula, chef's kiss. And I am very excited to just like dip back into this one and create some fun looks for fall. So yeah, Melt Gemini, great fall palette. Two new skincare products I've really been enjoying. I've tried quite a few different things from Fourth Ray Beauty, which is Colourpop skincare line. They have released a ton of new things. It seems like actually really diverse and varied lineup, so I love that they have a bunch of options, but I haven't really found anything before this that really like blew me away. But I love serum, and these had some of my favorite ingredients. So I have the Radiate Vitamin C Elixir and the Reveal 10% Alpha Hydroxy Acid Serum. Nighttime, daytime. First of all, the Reveal Serum, this is lovely. And for an affordable alpha hydroxy acid, I believe this serum was $14. This, in my opinion, has become the like closest dupe I've ever found for Drunk Elephant TLC Framboos Glycolic. I use this one 5 nights a week. I do take a pause intermittently. One day a week, I just like don't do any exfoliating chemical or physical, and then the other day I do retinol. So this has been in my routine regularly, and I've seen such beautiful results. The texture on my forehead has almost completely cleared up, and I've been able to like retouch blemishes a lot less in my pictures, which has been kind of a godsend. I'm really trying to move away from the whole editing photos things, and just like improving the health of my skin in general has been awesome for that. That's not to say it's a process where I haven't struggled. Obviously self-esteem is a category of my life that I've struggled in before and I've had a rough time dealing with. And that's also not to say that all photo editing is bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with a little bit of it, but for me and what's right for my mental health, I've been trying to kind of like wean myself off of that because I think I've been using it a lot as a crutch, and that's not good for me. So yeah, nothing wrong with editing your photos, nothing wrong with smoothing out your skin if you want to do that, but for me, I've just been trying to get away from it a little bit more. Not all the way there yet. I do love me some good Facetune. So this has been lovely. Cannot recommend this enough if you are acne prone or if you just want a really good acid serum. I think this is beautiful, and I like it a little bit more than the lactic acid from Ordinary, so if you're wanting an affordable serum, this is awesome. And then the Radiate Vitamin C Elixir, this was super interesting to me because it's a biphase serum and oil, so it's a mixture between like a watery serum with a very light oil. I don't generally love skincare oils as carriers for my active ingredients, but I was willing to try this out, and I'm so glad that I did. Because it's in kind of like a biphase oil and serum formula, it's a little bit gentler on the skin, I feel, so I've been able to use this every day, and I've actually seen really great progress with diminishing my dark spots because I have picked my acne and I'm paying the price for it. Again, this is $14. I think that these are both beautiful used together, like this in the nighttime and this in the daytime has just been awesome. And I haven't even like wanted to use my Drunk Elephant stuff, which is weird because I love my Drunk Elephant stuff, but yeah, affordable skincare is out there. I think Fourth Ray Beauty is doing some great stuff. A few things, the face milks have been like meh for me, but like not my favorite thing, but the serums, excellente. Never thought I would stray from Glossier Cloud Paint. I love those still very much, but Makeup Revolution, they have their Revolution Pro line, which are a little bit more like luxe packaging, and they have these Blush and Lift, a highly pigmented buildable liquid blush. Love liquid blush. It's just super, for me it's just super friendly, very easy to blend out with a sponge or a brush depending on what you want. This is the shade Harmony, so it's just a basic kind of like pinky tone shade. I have an extra of this one that I will be putting into the giveaway as well with those Kaleidos ones, and that giveaway should be coming, let's do it for 25k. get me there first. But yeah, nice thin liquid texture, blends out super seamlessly onto the skin, but still retains this beautiful flush of color payoff. So even though it can sheer out really nicely, I still feel that you get that nice kiss of color and a little bit of dew, but not in a sticky way. So yeah, honestly, adore this. I didn't bring my Hourglass Veil powder to college. We shook, I know. Sadie, if you're watching this, you were just as shook as I was. The powder that I did bring up with me though, and that I have been using on my face for the past 2 months, has been the Glossier Powder. And let me just say, honestly, it's kind of like the Hourglass Veil powder for me. It does almost the same thing in that I feel like I can powder my entire face down without it looking completely flat like I've powdered everything. It has a little bit of a tint to it as well, and I just feel like it smooths over my skin, adds in a little bit of like velvety blurring effect. But if I'm wearing a luminous foundation, it doesn't look like I'm not wearing a dewy skin foundation. I don't have to like recompensate with a bunch of highlighter and setting spray. It just preserves the dew but keeps my foundation in place, and that's what I need. In my opinion, this is an awesome, a lot lower cost alternative to the Hourglass Veil powder if you're wanting kind of a similar effect. And I can't believe like I didn't notice that before because I was using both of those powders concurrently. It's kind of similar, and I'm very glad that I noticed that. So yeah, love this. I have a couple lip favorites, so we'll just do a little bit of a lightning round. First of all, the Colourpop Disney Designer Collection. This is the Luxe Liquid Lip in the shade Beast. I just recently reviewed this one in a new Makeup Releases Favorites and Fails. It's a nice kind of like sheer, more creamy finished lip product, so it doesn't have like a matte dry down. It's just a little bit juicy. But what I didn't realize is that I was going to be using this almost every day for a month. Brought it up back to my dorm with me after I filmed that video, and I don't know, I had a bunch of lip options, and this was like the only thing that I wanted to wear. It's just beautiful. I love the color of this one, obviously, but it's such a comfortable formula. It's just a little bit more pigmented than the blotted liquid lipsticks, but the blotted ones I feel like can dry down to be pretty matte, and I don't love how constrictive they feel after a couple hours of wear because they do make my lips dry out a little bit more. And this doesn't do that, and it still has that kind of similar look where it doesn't look completely opaque and like a thick liquid lipstick, but it's still beautiful. So I really like this formula now. I think I want to buy a couple other shades of this because stunning. Stunning. A new gloss obsession. This is actually kind of similar to the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb if you're wanting a very similar type thing but not wanting to spend $18. The Karuchin Colourpop Brown Sugar Collection Lip Gloss in the shade Blowsy. I was actually wearing this one in a recent video. It's a peachy toned pink shade with some like nice, very fine gold glitter all throughout. And I think Colourpop reformulated their lip glosses because this is an awesome formula. I didn't love Colourpop's glosses before. I was just kind of ambivalent towards them, but this is lovely. Kind of smells like churros. That's like the main appeal, honestly. And it's not like aggressively sticky, so I've been loving this one. The color is beautiful and it works with everything. Finally, another thing from Makeup Revolution, the Revolution Pro line, which again is the more kind of like luxurious type stuff. They have a full line of lipsticks, and the shade that I'm wearing right now on my lips is called Cashmere. And it is more of a matte finish if you wear it with like a lip balm underneath, and I am wearing it with a tiny bit of the Laneige glowy balm on top of it. You can get a nice like cream finish like this. The texture reminded me of something, but I couldn't pinpoint it, and I finally figured out very similar to the Pat McGrath lipsticks. Like almost exactly dead on the same formula. Both of these apply with this like really rich smoothness to them. So they are matte lipsticks, but they don't drag on the lips when you apply them, and that's something I really, really enjoy. Very nice formula. Really enjoy this. Finally, the last product that I have to share with you guys is the Laneige Cream Skin Toner. And oh, lovely. There's a lot in here that's very hydrating and moisturizing, so for my dry skin that's awesome, but even people with oily skin need hydration. This has made my skin so like soft, kind of like pillowy baby's butt soft. Just in general, I feel like Korean skincare really works for me very well, but this has actually surpassed my Fresh Rosewater Toner as my favorite toner. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's current favorites video. Just sharing some things I've really been loving with you guys. Thank you to Lucetta for sponsoring today's video. Thank you to you guys for like watching the whole thing if you made it here. I'm sure some of you didn't, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed down below, and also follow me on Instagram to see makeup looks like this posted. I swear to God, the outros are becoming like more and more non-verbal. It's kind of unnerving. And if you made it to the very end of this video, you are my current favorite. Love you. Bye.